Welcome, let's preview today's Champions League fixtures. Club Brugge, Benfica and Dortmund, Chelsea. The first one actually quite interesting as I just look at the two teams. You can see Bruges in their Champions League group stage just started superbly, really. 3 victories out of 3. And look at the teams that they were in a group with. That would have been the group of death. And 5 clean sheets in 6 games as well. So certainly something to look out for. We'll take a look at their domestic form in a minute, but let's just look at Benfica for a second. They've played more games because they've had to qualify, but they are unbeaten in the competition so far. So this is set up for a really interesting game. And look at the goals that they've had: 6-1, 4-3, 1-1, 1-1, 2-1. So BTTS in the last 5 games once they got into the depths of the group stages. Now, where does that rank these teams in the Champions League this season? Well, you can see Benfica second on points. They've played more games, of course, but 2.6 points per game regardless. Now, in terms of BTTS, Benfica 15th, but as you can see, there's a lot of qualifying teams in here that have played 1 or 2 games. So 7 out of 10 games is actually quite high, isn't it, for a Champions League run? Where do we have to scroll to find Club Brugge? And it is 75-0. It is 0, is it? 6 games and 0? It is 0. I did not realise that when I was looking at the results before. But of course, yeah, they've just kept so many clean sheets. We'll look at the last 25 because it includes domestic, so we can see how they're performing at the moment. And if we go overall, 1.4 goals per game for Bruges. So a lot of narrow victories, I would guess. They failed to score in 30% of games during this time period, and 2.3 goals per game. So Benfica certainly finding the net more and conceding fewer goals as well, 0.8. Let's take a look at the more recent form. Benfica unbeaten since the 30th of December. That might have been the first game back. It looks like it was. And for Club Brugge, it's not going so well, is it? Started the season pretty well, 3 defeats in the first quarter of the season. And as it progresses, they've had a few more defeats, and they haven't actually been winning many games. They beat 15th in the league, and that's the first win since the 9th of November. And 9th of November, I don't know what competition that would have been in, because that's pretty close to the World Cup. Maybe they didn't stop. I'm not 100% sure, actually, as of when they stopped. I'm actually just editing this video, and I've already finished the recording. But did you know Scott Parker is the manager? I had no idea until right now. Scott Parker is the manager of Bruges. He's been there since early January. We've just looked at the form, so I'll look at it again, given the context that he is now the manager. But this is his first Champions League tie as the manager of Club Brugge. So yeah, Scott Parker sacked from Bournemouth. He has found a new home. Maybe the Champions League took it out of them in terms of how they then perform domestically. That can happen as well. But then they can raise it. Teams do it, don't they? If we check out the odds, you can see that the bookies sort of agree, just under evens for a Benfica win. And finally, the probability model, 64.81% for an away win in this game. Just 15% for Club Brugge. You know, this is a probability model. Out there on the pitch is humans with an atmosphere, with fans behind them, with knowledge that if they go out over these 2 legs, it means so much, especially for a team like Bruges. If they're able to get through to those latter stages, set up a tie with Real Madrid or something, it would be incredible for them. This is incredible for them anyway. They've been fantastic. Same with Benfica. Similar story, but they are in much better form in general, as we've seen, scoring goals for fun, even away from home, that they're used to scoring. And it'll be interesting to see how they do and how they compare. Let me know what you think will happen in this game. Do you like this new screencast format?